Under the soft glow of the moon, the village sat quietly, embraced by the warmth of the night. Grandma gathered her grandchildren around her, their faces illuminated by the flickering light of a small fire. Tonight's story, they knew, would be different. Grandma's eyes held a deep, ancient sadness, the kind that comes with a tale meant to touch the heart. Tonight, Grandma began, her voice a soft whisper carried by the breeze. I will tell you the story of Nyasha, the girl who loved the stars. The children listened intently, sensing the gravity of the story to come. Long ago, in a village much like ours, there lived a young girl named Nyasha. She was known throughout the village for her kindness and her love of the night sky. Every evening, after the day's work was done, Nyasha would climb the highest hill and sit beneath the stars, watching them twinkle and dance. She believed that each star held a soul, a spirit of someone who had passed on, and that they watched over the world from above. Grandma's voice was gentle, but it carried a weight that made the children's hearts ache. Nyasha lived with her grandmother, who had raised her since she was a baby. Her parents had passed away when she was very young, taken by an illness that swept through the village. But her grandmother loved her fiercely, and Nyasha never felt alone, for she believed her parents' spirits were among the stars, always watching over her. One of the grandchildren sniffled, already feeling the sadness of the story, but Grandma continued. As the years passed, Nyasha grew into a beautiful young woman. She had many suitors, but she never accepted their proposals. Her heart belonged to the stars, and she would tell anyone who asked that she was waiting for the right one, someone who understood her love for the night sky and the souls it held. Then, one fateful day, Nyasha's grandmother fell sick. The sickness was sudden and severe, and there was little anyone could do. Nyasha cared for her grandmother with all the love in her heart, but she could feel her slipping away. One night, as she sat by her grandmother's bedside, the old woman took her hand and said, Nyasha, my child, when I am gone, do not grieve for me. Look to the stars, and you will find me there, watching over you, just as your parents have done. Nyasha nodded, tears streaming down her face, knowing that her beloved grandmother's time was near. And soon enough, as the night drew to a close and the first light of dawn appeared on the horizon, her grandmother took her last breath. Grandma paused, letting the sorrow of the moment sink in. The children sat silently, feeling the depth of Nyasha's pain. After her grandmother's passing, Nyasha was heartbroken. She climbed the hill every night, searching the sky for a new star, hoping to find the one that held her grandmother's soul. But the sky was vast, and the stars were many, and Nyasha could not find the one she sought. The grief weighed heavy on her, and she grew weaker with each passing day, consumed by her sorrow. Grandma's voice trembled slightly, the sadness of the story touching her as well. One night, as she sat on the hill, tears streaming down her face, Nyasha cried out to the stars, "Why can I not find you, grandmother? Why do you hide from me?" But the stars remained silent. Despairing, Nyasha lay down on the cold earth, her heart heavy with loss. And as she lay there, staring up at the endless sky, she felt her own spirit begin to fade. In that moment, a single star shone brighter than all the others. It flickered and pulsed, as if calling out to her. Nyasha smiled through her tears, finally recognizing the star that held her grandmother's soul. "I have found you," she whispered, her voice barely audible. And with that, Nyasha closed her eyes, her spirit joining the stars above, where she would be reunited with her loved ones forever. Grandma's voice fell to a hush, the fire crackling softly in the silence that followed. The children sat quietly, their hearts heavy with the weight of the story, yet comforted by its message. And so, my dear ones, Grandma concluded, Nyasha's story is one of love and loss, of the deep connection we share with those who have passed on. Though we may grieve, we must remember that our loved ones are never truly gone. They live on in the stars, watching over us, guiding us, until we too join them in the sky. The children wiped their tears, feeling both the sorrow and the love that filled the story. They knew that, like Nyasha, they would always carry the memories of their loved ones in their hearts, finding comfort in the stars above.